Hello, this is Max Allen at 35,000 feet. We are cruising in an airliner in the first class section. We're nearly all alone on the way to New York, and I'm speaking with the most interesting gentleman. Please introduce yourself to us if you will.
My name is Daedelus, and I am a vampire. I am not one simply seeking attention, nor do I suffer delusion. I am a vampire, a creature of the night, one of the undead.
So you're a real blood-sucking, fly around like a bat vampire? Could you expound a little?
So long as you do not mock me, I will continue. My story begins over 645 years ago when I was taken into the family of Dracula, the prince of the kingdom of the undead. At the time of my being taken, I was 23 years of age and lived in the city of Vienna in Austria. My mentor, he who took me, was Friederich leeren Tasche of the Habsburg House and Lineage. It was not long afterward that he became known as Frederick IV and ruled as Duke of Austria from 1402 until his supposed death. Of course, he being a vampire, he never died. It is regular practice for us to assume new identities after time, usually when people around us begin to take note of our seemingly eternal youth. He is alive today and still living in Vienna. He is ageless, and I cannot begin to guess how old he really is, as he's quite temperamental about it when it comes to discussing his age. The closest any of us can guess is about 1,200 years, give or take a century or two.
Okay, do you still hunt people? I mean, this still goes on?
Of course not. Do you think me a barbarian? I drink animal blood almost exclusively, but on rare occasion enjoy the flavor, the bouquet, and the body of human blood. There's a taste difference that the discerning palate immediately recognizes.
But you said you don't hunt people anymore.
We won't talk of the past, but I do not fly down from the rooftops or prowl the parks for prey. Not people anyway. Most vampires are law-abiding immortals who wouldn't be caught dead, so to speak. Drinking directly from a human, it's a messy business, that. With today's myriad sexually transmitted diseases and questionable viruses going around, we, most of us anyway, only partake of carefully screened and selected blood. We are largely financially well-to-do and have significant interests in blood banks, plasma centers, and have access to morgues, mortuaries, and hospitals, of course.
Oh, you had me worried for a bit. Tell me of your superpowers. Are they the stuff of legend, or is there really any truth to it?
My powers. It's funny you should refer to my talents as powers. I suppose that comes of reading too many Superman comic books. I, by the way, have every Superman comic ever published since the first, and all are in absolutely pristine condition. Yes, my passion for comics has left me a most valuable collection among my many other literary works. Powers, talents, abilities, let's see. I am immensely strong according to my basic constitution. I have the strength of perhaps a dozen strong men, but I am not bulletproof. I can be shot, stabbed, poisoned, thrown from buildings, and all manner of violence can be preferred against me, but I heal very quickly. I've been run through with a sword, shot with bullets, stabbed and slashed with many edged weapons, only to immediately heal, and often enact my revenge on he who has assaulted me.
So, can you be killed?
I can die, but will not tell you how. Suffice it to say that Bram Stoker did not get it all right. I can fly, but only if I transform into a flying animal, such as a raven or a bat. Yes, vampires can take on animal form, and that form need not meet the physical constraints of a human. I can, for example, take on the form of a large wolf, a tiger, and even an Indian elephant. I can dissolve into smoke and pass through even the most skillfully crafted joints and crevices of mortar and stone. Through keyholes and under doors, that's easy. I've done that a million times.
Is it true that the sun's rays can kill you?
I am extremely sensitive to direct rays from the sun, feeling only discomfort as long as I stay in strong shade, such as in the shadow of a tall building or the shade of a tree, or under a good parasol for that matter. It is the naked or lightly filtered sunlight, such as that through a thin veil of clouds, that can harm me. I avoid the painful presence of sunlight always, living by night, as I have for so many centuries. When I travel in daylight, I am always driven by a manservant. He keeps me in the back of the car in total or near darkness. Thanks be to whomever invented window tinting.
So you're saying the sunlight can kill you?
Let's move along. I am rather well-to-do, and some would even go so far as to say filthy rich, although that's a term I really do not appreciate. Having had so many years to invest wisely and set a little aside from time to time, I can say that my long-term investments have done well, but of course, not without losses.
That's very interesting. You want to let me in on some of your investment tips? You seem to have done very well for yourself.
Have you got about 600 years ahead of you? If so, then I would be happy to share them with you. Otherwise, they'd be worthless to you. It is said that history is a mirror, and here Li Shimin, second emperor of the Qing dynasty, could not have been more right. I have had the good fortune to live so long as to understand and even predict the repetitive cycles of history as man flourishes, fails, and generally bumbles about with no more aim or focus than a young child. Keeping this in mind, many of us have easily survived times of war and great financial turmoil through the centuries. We've been able to possess precious things such as gold, diamonds, and precious works of art, and watch and manage and handle their fluctuating values. And most of all, we've been able to see the swing of the pendulum of governments and civilizations as they wax and wane like the moon. I am Daedelus, and I am a vampire.
And that concludes my brief but insightful interview with a vampire. I'm Max at 35,000 feet, and that's the way I heard it.